Hi everyone, welcome back to the History of Football channel. Today I'll be doing another Football League ground, talking about the history of that ground. Recently I did Portman Road. If you haven't watched that video, go and check it out. But today I'll be doing Home Park, the home ground of Plymouth Argyle. Home Park were originally constructed in 1892, and between 1893 to 1894 the first tenants of the ground were Devon Albion rugby team. Following a dispute about the rent at the ground, Albion left. They were replaced by Plymouth Rugby Club, who moved in, but they also left the ground in 1899. In 1901, the Argyle Athletic Club obtained a lease on the ground, then an oval-shaped bowl and cinder track surrounded by allotments and farmland. The new owners staged their first event, an athletics meeting, on Whit Monday in 1901. However, leaseholder Clarence Spooner was keen for it to stage football. Following a series of successful trial matches involving Argyle Football Club, which boasted good crowds, Spooner made the decision to focus on establishing the first professional football team in Devon. In 1903, Argyle Football Club changed their name to Plymouth Argyle. On the 5th of September 1903, in front of a crowd of 4,438, Plymouth Argyle played their first competitive match, which were against Northampton Town. At the time, the ground only had one wooden grandstand which could accommodate 2,000 people. When Argyle joined the Football League in 1920, several improvements were required to meet the safety standards in order to compete at that level. The wooden grandstand was demolished and replaced by a much larger and more modern structure which cost the club £12,000. By the 1930s, the ground was regularly hosting excess crowds of 20,000 people. During the Second World War, the city of Plymouth was hit very hard due to the fact that HMNB Devonport was the largest naval base in Western Europe. In April 1941, there were a series of Luftwaffe bombing raids on the city known as the Plymouth Blitz. Home Park did not escape. The grandstand was all but destroyed after sustaining multiple hits, and the pitch was littered with impact craters, which left the club facing a major rebuilding operation when the war ended in 1945. It would be 6 years before Plymouth Argyle could play back at Home Park. On the 31st of August 1946, they played against West Ham in the second division and won the match 3-1 in front of nearly 26,000 spectators. A new double-decker grandstand was built in 1952, one of the last to be based on the template made popular during the 1920s and 30s by prolific football stadium architect Archibald Leach, with floodlights being installed in 1953. In the 1969-1970 season, seats were added to the back of the Mayflower Terrace, which took the overall capacity to 40,000 seats. In the late 1970s, the pitch roof at the Devonport end of the ground had to be removed for safety reasons. It was replaced in 1984 by a non-pitch structure, leaving just the barn park end uncovered. The ground remained relatively unchanged throughout the 1990s, aside from the Lyndhurst stand being made all-seater. However, its future seemed unclear when the club outlined plans to move to a new site at Central Park. The Plymouth Stadium was meant to be designed by Sir Alfred McAlpine, and it would have seated 25,000 people, and also incorporated community sports and leisure facilities. These plans were soon shelved in favour of revamping Home Park. In the early 2000s, the club announced that they would be redeveloping Home Park, which would cost the club £9 million. In the first stage, the Devonport end, Lyndhurst stand and the Barn Park end would be completely redeveloped. The second phase involved the Mayflower grandstand, which would be replaced by a new 3-tiered structure to complete an 18,500 capacity all-seater bowl. The green light came in June 2001 when the club and Plymouth City Council agreed a new long-term lease for the ground. The building firm Bar Construction moved onto the site 2 months later. In December 2006, the club purchased the freehold of the ground from Plymouth City Council to become sole owners for £2.7 million. In August 2009, Plymouth Argyle announced plans for wholesale development of the stadium and regeneration throughout the area. The club declared that the City of Plymouth will be submitting an application to the FA to be a host venue for England's 2018 FIFA World Cup bid. The plans designed by Populous included developing the stadium into a 46,000 capacity all-seater arena with a 5,000 seat indoor facility. These plans also included a hotel to be built near the complex, and the entire project would cost £50 million. Plymouth was eventually selected as part of England's 2018 FIFA World Cup bid alongside 11 other cities in December 2009. However, on the 2nd of December 2010, England lost its World Cup bid to Russia. After the bid was lost, the plans for the 46,000 seat arena were scrapped. In 2011, the club entered administration as part of the rescue package which saw Southwest hotelier James Brent take over the club. Plymouth City Council agreed to buy back the freehold for a reported £1.6 million and lease the ground back to Plymouth Argyle for an annual rent of £135,000. In the late 2010s, the oldest part of the ground, the Mayflower stand, was given a redevelopment, and the 1930s turnstile facade to the west of the grandstand was given a new look in October 2019 by Marcus Rees, a graphic design student at the Plymouth College of Art. Throughout its history, Home Park has also hosted a lot of England amateur team matches and a lot of England under-20s and under-17s matches throughout its history. In October 1977, Home Park hosted Manchester United's European Cup Winners' Cup first round second leg tie against Saint Etienne. United won the game 2-0, 3-1 on aggregate. Despite being based nearly 300 miles away, United had to play their home match at Home Park as UEFA had ordered them to play at least 120 miles away from Old Trafford due to hooliganism. Home Park has also hosted several music concerts in its history. Some of the acts that have played there have been George Michael, Meat Loaf, Westlife and Rod Stewart. Looking at some records at the ground, the highest attendance recorded at Home Park is 43,596 for a Football League Second Division match between Plymouth Argyle and Aston Villa on the 10th of October 1936. Home Park's record attendance as an all-seater stadium currently stands at 17,511, set at a Football League Championship match between Plymouth Argyle and Watford on the 22nd of March 2008. The lowest recorded attendance for a competitive match at Home Park were 944 people, set on the 10th of December 1996 for a Football League Trophy first round tie against AFC Bournemouth. Plymouth Argyle currently play in the Championship, and the capacity of Home Park currently is 17,900. So that is my video on Home Park, the home ground of Plymouth Argyle from 1901 to present day, but it's been in place since 1892. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comment section below. If you're a Plymouth Argyle supporter, let me know your favourite memories of the stadium. If you're an away supporter, let me know your memories. Of course, this is one of the eldest grounds in the Football League, and I think it's going to be there for many years to come. Thanks to everyone that watched me last video, which were the Portman Road video. I was overwhelmed with the amount of views and comments and likes and everything that I got. Thanks very much to everyone that watched that video, and thanks to everyone that's been supporting the channel from the start and more recently. Anyways, this has been History of Football. Catch us all later in the next one. Tatty bye for now.